Of the LGBTQ AF show, yes. We can go through it real quick. Everybody here knows, I would hope everybody here knows. L, lady gay. G, gay guy. B, black gay. T, very tall gay. We all know how it works. And there's QIA, that's for gays from other countries, so don't have to worry about that. Although my favorite is the plus. I love the plus. I love that we got so extra. We're like, let's put a piece of punctuation in there. Let's do it. We can do it. Like, what do you identify as? Oh, bitch, I'm an ampersand. That's what I am. Too much. Me personally, I'm an ellipses, unless I'm topping, then I'm a pound symbol. I was not planning on being here tonight. I was not invited. I was not even in Washington, D.C. And then enough men in this building logged onto Grindr that I appeared here in a puff of glitter. It's like, did someone say, sup? Hi. How's it going? I also love, straight people don't get this. They do not, straight men especially do not get this, that the biggest, like, come on that a gay man can say on Scruff or Grindr is, I am bored and horny. That's it. That's like our penultimate state, like, well, I am horny and I'm bored enough to maybe leave my house to touch another human being. Like, wow, we've come so far. You guys, I'm so glad to be here tonight. This has been an absolutely fantastic time in my career as a comedian. I released my first special last year. It is called, thank you. I did it with money. People are like, how'd you get that? I'm like, I paid for it. You can have one too. It's really not that hard. But I released it. It is called straight acting, which straight people do not get that term at all. And I'm like, no, it's a thing guys on like Grindr say. They're like, I just want you to know before you come over, I'm very straight acting. Didn't you download this app to suck a dick? I'm so sorry. I think that's like the one thing straight guys are not supposed to do. Although I'm from rural Maryland, they do that. They do it, trust me. Catch them after church. Last year I had some amazing opportunities. Because I released the special, I became professionally gay. Like, it just became my job. Like, people just started booking me on their shows because they wanted it to be diverse. Like, it would be me, one black person, a woman, and 11 straight white guys. And I'm like, wow, you guys are woke. Wow, this is a very diverse lineup. Fantastic. But I would like be brought on shows, like in podcasts and stuff, just to like be gay. And they'd be like, so what was it like coming out? And I'm like, can you not see or hear me? I'm sorry, what did I have to come out of? No, I have a medical case of gay in the face. Like, I just had to stop denying what everyone else could tell just at some point. I mean, like, literally, gay in the face is just one of those things where gay people, anything happens, your response is just, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Last year they even let me be the MC of the 2018 Baltimore Gay Pride Parade, which was awesome. I cheated, but it was all like an online poll, and they were like, you know, voting for like who should be the MC of the Pride Parade, right? And it's like all these like people with like lifelong careers in activism, and then I'm like, I tell dick jokes, and I'm like, vote for me. And luckily I have a bunch of straight white guy friends, so I'm the one gay person they know, so they're like 90% of the population. So I won. I was like, is that cheating? I don't care, I'm gonna do it. So I showed up to be the MC of the Pride Parade, which was like a really cool honor, very prestigious, but like, you know, in Baltimore, you know, like any prestigious honor in Baltimore, it's like, here's the world's finest cut of steak, but you have to eat it off of a hubcap. I'm so sorry. But basically my job was just to stand there on a stage and just read copy and just say why everybody was there. Just kind of like this, they're LGBT friendly because of this and blah, blah, blah. So I showed up and they hand me 40 pages of typed copy to read. And they're like, here you go, just read that. Oh, but it's not in the right order. Good luck, girl, happy Pride. I'm like, recipe for success. I can't wait. So it's just hours and hours of me standing there trying to figure out what stuff was as it walked towards me. Like, someone running for some sort of political office. It's the Pride Parade, so I'm assuming he is a Democrat. Okay, he's black, definitely a Democrat. I don't know what his name is, but I'm gonna vote for that guy. Everybody vote for that guy! Or girl, I don't know. This is really hard. And then you get to one, it would be like, oh, House of Ruth is next. House of Ruth, it's their 13th time with us here at the Baltimore Gay Pride Parade. They provide more charity to battered women than any organization in our country. Thank you so much, House of Ruth. And next, Wells Fargo, they want all your money and they don't care who you're fucking, just give them all your money. Someone on their board of directors has decided it is financially advantageous for them to appear LGBT tolerant. Thank you, Wells Fargo. It was a lot of fun. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. And I've been traveling around touring to support my special and going to places where I can honestly walk in the building and be like, wow, it's so nice to be the first gay person to set foot in this building. Thank you so much. And live to tell about it. Thank you, thank you. You definitely looked at my headshot but did not watch my clip. Thank you very much for this booking. But I'll do well. Like, I can do a biker bar in West Virginia and do my set, and like they'll like laugh and like me, which is so weird, because then I go home and I think, do they think this is a character I'm doing? Are they laughing like, that's exactly what those people sound like? Very good. It's like he doesn't even care he's like that. Look at him go. It's like he's gonna burn out. He doesn't even want to change. He doesn't know what's going on. I got invited to Maine recently. I did comedy in the comedy mecca of Bangor, Maine. You're from Maine? You're white, so that checks out. You're white. I was like, well, I am from Baltimore. This is the whitest place I've ever been. There were white TSA agents. That's how white it was in Bangor, Maine. I was like, is this the Westboro Baptist Church right now? Is that what's happening here? Bangor's a small town, though. I literally got off the plane, and the first announcement at the Bangor airport was, Karen, we found your toothbrush. Karen. We're gonna give it to Steve. Steve's gonna have your toothbrush. So, is there only one Steve here? That is so cute. So I was there to do this like LGBT like health centers like a year-end gala. They do like this big party and they give everybody awards and stuff. And they were like, you'll be like the comedian. So I was like, great. So they're like, so we're gonna give out the awards. We're gonna give this guy a lifetime achievement award. Then you're gonna come out and you're gonna do an hour of stand-up. That's a lot. But if you don't do it, you don't get paid. So I was like, great. So I gotta get paid because I didn't drive here, so I gotta get home somehow. So I was like, this will be great. So it was really fun. It was a really great event. People were having a really good time. But then they give the guy the Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's a lifetime, 35 years of AIDS activism is what they're giving him an award for. And he starts to tell the story about how he rushed to his ailing partner's side 35 years ago with wedding rings to marry him on his deathbed, and he died while he was on the plane. And now an hour of jokes! I was like, oh no! Well, and luckily, I'm not going to talk about AIDS. Did I say AIDS? I didn't mean to say AIDS. I said AIDS again. How many times have I said, oh my God, I have 58 minutes left of this? But they were very polite. They were very polite. It was great. It was amazing. It was actually a really nice thing. Everybody was super kind and everything. But right before I went on stage, the person who was running the event goes, whatever you say, don't say anything bad about Stephen King. What? Is that a thing? We're like, this is Bangor, Maine. Everyone here has a Stephen King story. If you talk bad about Stephen King, they're going to turn on you. I'm like, okay. And then I'm up there like, do I have any Stephen King material? I don't think I do. But now that I'm up here, I really don't know. But I was like, but I'm from Baltimore. I do have some Killer John Waters material. So it's a super queer audience, not so racially diverse, you know, it's Maine, but you know, it was a super queer audience, like they're gonna love this. So I was like, let me tell you a story about when I went to dinner with Fred Schneider from the B-52s and John Waters. Yeah, that's right, thank you very much. You can fill my gay cart right up. My next man sex is free, that's how gay I am. So literally, my boyfriend used to do event management at this museum in Baltimore. And I'll give you a second in case that's on your super gay things you might overhear tonight bingo card. If you just want to cross that off, it's right next to I fucked him at the gym. That's where you can cross that off. But he used to do event management at a museum and at the Visionary Art Museum in Baltimore, which is outsider art, and they buy collections from people of non-famous artists, but like celebrities sell them their collections. So like John Waters' collection is there, and Paul Rubens, and Matt Groening, who made The Simpsons and stuff, like they have their collections. So he worked there, so I just walked around like I owned the place, like a hoity-toity bitch. And one night John Waters was there, and like he was just sitting at the bar like nothing with Matt Groening, which there was, first of all, there was a line around the building for Matt Groening from The Simpsons to like get them to like sign shit for him, which is cool, he's a cool guy. But then they'd get up and they'd be like, say dough. He doesn't do the voice, he's not, like, he drew it, like 40 years ago he doesn't draw it now, like, okay, weird. But then John Waters there and I met him and he was like very nice and stuff. So anyway, like months and months went by and I was like, this guy doesn't remember me. And then we get a phone call from a friend of ours and he's like, oh, John Waters is in town and he wants to know if you want to go to dinner with him and me and Fred Schneider from the B-52s. My boyfriend's like, we're not doing that. We're watching TV. I'm like, put your pants on, bitch. Like, we're watching 30 Rock for the 9th time and it's the first season. It's not even a good season. Let's go. We're going to... Because I want to go, I want to see that up close. Yeah, I want Fred Schneider up close. I want to see what, but also I was scared. Like, am I going to get there like all night? I'm just going to talk like this to him. Like, calm down, girl. Calm down. Don't bag out. Calm down. So I'm like, oh, it's fine. We're going to go. So I'm like, grab a cute clutch. Let's go. Because my boyfriend likes to rock a clutch. You know, he's very tall and he's very big, but also if you can just walk around with Michael Kors clutch all night and go, excuse me, like, bring your clutch. Although one time, we went and saw Alyssa Edwards in Baltimore in this place called Power Plant, which is like they took all the date rape of Las Vegas and put it on one block in Baltimore. It's a great place to get into a white van at 2 in the morning. It's fantastic. And so you get out, so when you leave, like, whatever events are happening there, it's just like a million homeless people who are like, drunk white people, let's go! You know, like, they're really trying to get you. So this one guy comes up and he's like, hey, let me tell you my story. I'm like, I'm not giving you any money. He was like, look, I just got out of prison, I just need a place to stay tonight, and if you and your boyfriend take me home tonight, I'll totally rock both of your worlds. And my boyfriend's like, yeah. I was like, we already scheduled for someone to come over and murder us next week. We're fine, thank you very much. They're like, get dressed, let's go, let's get out of here. So he's walking away, he grabs his clutch and he's like walking away, and he's like, and the guy goes, well, I can see who the man in this relationship is. Oh, bitch, he is, because he carries a purse, he's not a man, don't you put your gender body in there, gender's like, that's a construct. Like, he literally just got out of prison, and I'm like, taking a task on pronouns, and I'm like, let's just get an Uber, let's go, let's get out of here. So anyway, so he grabbed a cute clutch, and we like get to the restaurant, and we're sitting there, and it's like John Waters and Fred Schneider, and then I'm like, well, don't ask John Waters about Divine, and don't ask Fred Schneider about like RuPaul and Ariana in the 80s, because like that's all they ever talk about. So then it's just me sitting like, what do I talk to Fred Schneider and John Waters? So I'm like, so you guys registered to vote? In California, do you live in California? That's probably why you're registered there, that's nice. And then I was like, I decided to order food. They were all drinking their dinner. It's fine, they're famous, they can do that. So I ordered some food, and I ordered fries, and they bring like the world's biggest plate, like not even a plate, like I don't know what it was, like a toboggan of fries that they brought over. And I'm like the only one who likes like physical food, so I'm like eating it. And then like they're like really wanting to leave because I'm not 20 years younger, nor do I know where the cocaine is. They're like, we're over you. And so I'm sitting there and I was like, well, I guess I'm trapped away in private Idaho. They did not think that was funny. But years later, like 3 years later, I saw John Waters at an event, and I was like, he's not gonna remember me. And he just points at me from across from me and goes, hey, private Idaho. Great, thanks. My most embarrassing John Waters story is also my best Fred Schneider story. But I will leave you with this. Traveling around doing stand-up, you hear all kinds of crazy facts and figures. Like comedians love facts and figures, right? So you always hear like about these weird studies and everything that are done. So I've been telling everybody that I can tell about this. So they did a study recently that determined that men who keep their socks on while they're having sex, they do that because they're self-conscious about the way they look naked. And I really had to think about that, because I'm like, well, I'm not self-conscious about the way I look naked, but what am I supposed to do, walk around barefoot in the bathroom of a Target? Thank you guys so much. My name is Michael Furr. Good night.